Hello, everybody. Thanks for being here. This is Mikelat, and you are participating in a live webinar. We're going to teach you what you need to get the dough for the big show. This is specifically for the fundraising event Give Big San Bernardino, which is coming up the end of this month. We are recording this, but this is a live event, and it's me talking right now, but that doesn't mean that I'm the only one participating. I want you to contribute. I want you to be actively involved in our time today. This is me, and I'll be your host, and I'll be providing the information in the webinar today. But I want you to add in your comments. I want you to add in your contributions. So why don't you just give me a howdy ho, give me a little shout in the chat box right now. If you are viewing this on a tablet, it's probably just below your window. Sometimes if you're on a phone or a smaller device, it might be to the left, but just click on that chat and add a little bit of statement about how you feel about social media. Are you totally lost, or are you an expert, or are you a rock star and maybe you want to be a super duper rock star? Let me know where you are, and if there's something that's particularly on your mind, add that as well. We're going to focus on social media 101 today, the basics. So sometimes some of your advanced questions might not get answered. I can certainly help you with those, but we have a limited amount of time today, and we're going to cover the basics to get you ready for the Give Big event. And we'll monitor these chat updates as we go along, so to make sure that your questions get answered. All right. Now, some people are anxious about social media. I've been on social media. I'm Mark, and I've been helping my clients with social media for a number of years. And I did social media marketing back in the day before people even knew what it was. Back then, it was message boards and instant chatting in the mid-90s. I mean, the ability or the need, even the intrinsic need for a fellow human being to connect with another human being has always been there. The manner in which we do it and the speed in which we do it has changed dramatically. But don't worry about it. The need to connect person to person is what we're going to talk about, and we'll make sure you know the proper strategies and what buttons to press. And Kevin says, I'm an intermediate novice. Okay, great. So it sounds like maybe enough to be dangerous. But that's okay. We're going to make sure that you get a lot of stuff. If you're anxious, if you're confused about it, don't worry about it. That's why I'm here, and we're going to take this stuff step by step, bit by bit. And Constant Contact is the sponsor for the event today, and they have comprehensive information that proves to us that if you're frustrated, don't worry about it. Most people are frustrated too. And specifically, we're talking towards not-for-profit fundraisers today, and 57% of people responding to a national survey in this area said that they need help with their social media marketing. And those are the people who admit it, right? So there's probably more people who don't admit it. So maybe the real number may be 80%. And Kevin said, oh, really dangerous. Oh, okay, my comment was he's a little bit dangerous, but he's really dangerous, but he's not competent. Well, I don't know about that. Let's set an expectation that maybe right now, but you will be in about 40 minutes or so at the end of this webinar. We'll get you there, or we'll get you as close to there as we can. So don't get stressed about social media. And you know what? Wait 10 minutes, everything is going to change. And it's frustrating, isn't it? Because you have all these concerns. I'll never have 1,000,000 fans. Well, one of the things that we're going to talk about is that you don't need 1,000,000 fans. Focus on quality over quantity. Quality over quantity every single time. Better 10 people who know and love you than 10,000 strangers. Oh, I have 1,000 people on my Facebook page. Okay, do you know who they are? Right? If they're just random strangers or they're these looky-loos or whatever, then does it really matter? I mean, would you rather have 10,000 friends you never speak to or 10,000 friends you could really call if you got into a car accident? You see what I'm saying? You want to have fans and supporters who know and love you, know your cause, who are emotionally invested in helping the community like you are. Some of you are going to say, I don't know what to say on social media. You do. You do. If you know anything about your cause, if you know anything about your fundraising, if you know anything about how you're helping the community, you have a phenomenal amount of high quality information to share. You might not know how to best say it, but that's okay. That's why you're here, and I'm definitely going to help you with that. I'll never have a dedicated staff to do this right. You know what? I was just on the phone this morning with someone, a business discovery call with a specialist, a not-for-profit in Louisiana. They needed help just kind of getting organized, and I'm working with them how to get organized. Don't worry about it. I get you to productivity. I help you understand what you need to do to be extraordinarily productive in your social media marketing. And don't misinterpret my words. Productive, not busy. A lot of people are busy. Oh, I'm so busy. I'm so busy. Like, no, I don't want you to be busy. I want you to be productive. So that means everything that we do in social media is going to be focused on what can we do to connect with our volunteers? What can we do to connect with our client base? What can we do to connect to our supporters? In the least amount of time, energy, and effort for the greatest reward. I'll walk you through how to do that. And then, of course, I don't have enough time. You do have enough time. And one of the examples I use with my clients is there is one day in your life where you are exceptionally, unbelievably productive. And it is the day before you go on vacation. You feel me? I can see your heads bobbing out there in cyberspace. It's because you have limited time and you have a goal, and you are going to eliminate every obstacle that prevents you from enjoying your vacation. So if you are focused and in the right mindset, you can really use your time extraordinarily effectively, right? And you have what you need to get started. I mean, you have great customers, a great customer experience. Whether it's the customers, quote unquote, that you help in your organization or the customers, quote unquote, who are donating to your cause, they love you. They support you. They are on the ride with you. So they are going to help you. And that's really the key. When you connect this with thoughtful stories, important things to say, you are going to ride the social media train to success. Okay, here's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about why social media in general, and we're going to talk about the 5 major social media networks. We can't cover everything. We have a limited amount of time, so I'm just going to go for the basics with some core 5. They're called channels or networks, okay? And then I'm going to teach you what to say, and then we're going to get you started. And point number 4, that is so critically imperatively important. I'm going to set the stage right now that I'm going to give you a couple of invitations at the end. That if you haven't gotten started with Constant Contact, our supporter, our sponsor for this workshop, you need to get started. And you can get started for $5 a month. $5. Holy moly, right? Unbelievably good deal. So if you haven't gotten started, I'm going to invite you and show you how to do that. And then you can connect with me for some more one-on-one time. But getting started is imperative. If I give you this great information, oh, this is great information, I took a whole lot of notes, and you don't do anything, wow, right? Was it really helpful? Now, listen, take some good notes, absorb, understand how you can use this information, and realize that this is being recorded, and you're going to get a copy of this recording. We're going to post it on the Give Big Facebook page tomorrow morning, and I will also send this in an email to the registrants to this webinar at 10:10 a.m. California time, 10:10 a.m. the next business day, which is tomorrow. So why social media? The key word, engagement. Engagement, engagement, engagement. Here's what this means. Don't think of this as marketing. I want you to think of all of your social media like a conversation. And you cannot have, well, I guess you could technically have a conversation with yourself, right? If you are schizophrenic, perhaps, right? But most people have a conversation with somebody else. You say something, they say something. You say something, they say something. And it's kind of a tennis match. You hit that conversational ball back and forth over the net. That's engagement. That's happening right now on social media. And you need it to happen. Because if you're saying something and nothing is being said back, it's kind of awkward. You just hear quietness, right? And that quietness is disconcerting and frustrating. No, you need engagement. Back and forth. Conversation. Now, all of these are different conversations. Now, Twitter is a conversation in a hallway. Let me give you the broad strokes and then I'll drill down. LinkedIn is a conversation in a boardroom. Pinterest is a conversation between women. Facebook is a conversation in a bar. And LinkedIn is the most critical, email marketing, the last one, email marketing, is the most fundamental, most basic conversation that you should have. Now let me talk about Facebook first, because Facebook is the dominant one. It is the most popular website in the United States right now. And it is influencing the way we communicate just on a daily basis. Cars are integrating Facebook apps into their dashboards. Movies are integrating Facebook into their plot lines. It is that dominant a player in just how we communicate on a day-to-day life. So it's kind of like a website. It's almost required. No, I take that back. It is required. You need to have at least a reasonable presence on Facebook. Now, Facebook is a conversation in a bar. What can you talk about in a bar? Can you joke around? Yes. Can you have philosophical discussions? Yes. Can people interrupt you? Yes. Can they change the subject? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. All these types of conversations are happening in a bar. But why do people go to a bar? They go to socialize. So your social media conversation on Facebook needs to be focused on that idea. Give us money, give us money, give us money, give us money is not social. That's just yelling at people. There's no socialization there, you see? You need to have a cordial, warm, friendly conversation. That's the engagement with your fan base so that they build a stronger relationship with you, so that they build a rapport and they support you with their dollars. That's Facebook. Now, very free-form conversation. Now let's jump over to LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a different type of conversation. That's a more formal conversation. That is a conversation in a boardroom. It's more official, more formalized, more strategic, more professional. Okay, you can joke around on Facebook, and joking around on LinkedIn is really inappropriate. Higher level conversation. And what this means is that maybe if you're doing donations or prospecting, you're prospecting at a different level. Okay, so this is maybe corporate matching programs or major sponsors who can contribute or specialists in fundraising who can bump you up to a different level. Okay, so if you're soliciting $20 and $50 donations on LinkedIn, You're kind of misunderstanding the point, right? You need to bump it up at a higher level. And you're always going to emphasize your expertise as an organization, what you do, how you influence the community around you. Because now, if you're constantly and consistently an adoption agency, okay, now on LinkedIn, you are seen as being an expert in adoptions. Now, journalists and TV reporters and other entities are going to connect with you because of that expert status. You see, that's how this works. Now it propels you at a different level. Whereas if you're asking for a $20 donation, right, no journalist is going to write an article about you. LinkedIn, higher level connections, it's a conversation in a boardroom. Now, Twitter, super fast conversation. That's why this is a conversation in a hallway. If you're not familiar with Twitter, you put out messages on Twitter that are tweets. You tweet a tweet. It's a noun and a verb. That's the message that you send on Twitter. Now, you have 140 characters. That's a physical, technical limitation. So you can't have a deep philosophical discussion in 140 characters. Hey, you gonna be on Mark's webinar? Yeah, okay. That's kind of it. That's the Twitter conversation. It's just passing people in a hallway really quick. It's meant to be lower quality, high dispersion. I have 13,000 followers on my Twitter account. So I can put out quite literally a sentence, bam, and send it out to 13,000 people. Now, are 13,000 people going to donate or even see it? No, but the number is so big that even if you get a small sliver of that, that could be significant. So that's how the conversation should be focused on Twitter. Now, Pinterest is a very specialized, niche-oriented conversation. It is a photo sharing social media channel, and if people like a photo, they pin it up on Pinterest. That is analogous to a like on Facebook. Now, what's great about Pinterest is it drives a lot of traffic. So you can literally click a photo in Pinterest and go to a website or a blog. So if you want to drive a lot of traffic to your website, to a donation page, to a landing page, to a video, Pinterest would be a great place to be. But realize that it's 70% women by membership and traffic. So if 90% of your donor base, for example, is men, Pinterest might not be the best place for you to be. You see? So you just need to understand it in context. Now, all of these are important, but the super duper, most critical, fundamental thing is email. You must always get their contact information. You don't own Facebook. You don't own Twitter. They can change the rules at any time. And you know what they do. And like millions of people get frustrated. Facebook changed something. Guess what? They're Facebook. They're going to change it. They're going to change it again. Don't worry about it. Connect with these people. Utilize Facebook to have this conversation. But build your email database. You can control your email marketing. Now, let's go through some more specifics here. Remember, Twitter, conversation in a hallway. LinkedIn, conversation in a boardroom. Pinterest is a conversation between women. Facebook is a conversation in a bar. Email marketing, most fundamental, most important conversation for you to have. Here's your not-for-profit. This is you. Here's how you're going to execute this fundraiser. You're going to provide a wow experience. And you're going to connect with these people to stay in touch. And then they're going to be engaged, and they're going to come back to you. So, wow experience. Whatever you do to help people, whatever problem you solve, whatever pain you take away, you are going to share that experience. That's the wow experience. Whatever you do, it needs to be portrayed. It needs to be explained in a way that, wow, makes me do that. Then you're connecting with me. You see, you're engaging with me, and then you're going to entice me to stay in touch. Come back to our Facebook page to learn more about our program. Subscribe to our newsletter to get tips about how you can help us change the world. And the good part about this, the critical, the imperative part about this, is people tell other people. So you have a fan base. These other people are going to tell other people online about your awesomeness. And then those are your new prospects. Those are the people who may be your next donors. Because it's easy or easier to build a relationship, to build rapport with someone if they already come with a warm connection. See, if their friend recommends them, oh wow, my friend recommended you. They say you do good work. Now they're already bought off. You don't need to convince them of anything. You see, their friend kind of quote unquote convinced them for you. Now you're going to engage with these people on your newsletter. So tap into these people, the base that you already have, to help you grow the base even more. And here's how specifically we're going to do it on these social media networks. And you know what? Let's talk about Instagram as well, because Instagram is a photo sharing site similar to Pinterest, but it doesn't drive traffic. Pinterest drives a lot of traffic. Instagram does not. Instagram is the fastest growing social media platform in the United States right now, but there's only one place you can go on an Instagram account to push traffic to a website. It is a conversation at a fashion show. A conversation at a fashion show. Now, fashion shows are very, very visual. You physically see the dresses, the suits. Oh, but no business is transacted at the fashion show. Oh, I want to buy that dress. No, that doesn't happen. The people at the fashion show, you know what? Let's follow up with them next week. Let's make an appointment. So it plants the seeds, it builds the brand, especially the visual brand, but right then and there, you're not going to have immediate results. Okay, and now also it skews pretty young. So 35 and younger, and also it's only available on a mobile device. So it's right now in the moment to a younger generation and visual oriented. So if you're planting seeds to younger people, great. Instagram is a great place to be. But if the goal is to get money immediately, fundraise on Give Big 2016, might not be the best choice for you. So here's what we're going to do on Facebook. You're going to be on Facebook and you're going to post probably 1 to 2 times a day. Okay, you're going to be relatively frequent on Facebook. I'm not saying this is not mathematical. You can manipulate these numbers a little bit, but you know what? Don't be silly, because if you post 100 times a day, right, I'm not going to read 100 things, and your staff members are going to hate you because you're giving them way too much work, right? Oh, I'm going to post one thing every 3 months. No, that's like the other extreme. Okay, so every once in a while, maybe once or twice a day. Now, on your business page, you also have the opportunity to schedule these posts. There's a little calendar, and you just pick the time and the date, you put in the information, and then you schedule it. It's quick and easy to use. It's free. It comes right in there. Now, maybe you plan, okay, here's our 20 posts for the next 2 weeks. So maybe 1 or 2 hours, bam, you set it. Now you're good to go. Now it's not set it and forget it. You still need to monitor these people because it's a conversation, right? We're not going to ignore these people. But by tapping into these tools, we help you save time. Remember, I want you to be extraordinarily productive. Now, LinkedIn, different type of conversation, right? This is a conversation in a boardroom. Now, you don't have a board meeting every day. You have a board meeting once a week, once a month. Okay, so you don't need to be as frequent on LinkedIn. Now you're going to share similar stuff that you do on Facebook, just a little bit more serious. Okay, so share program information, share success stories, share visuals if that works for your client privacy policies and risk management. Same thing on Facebook. People love visuals. Share some visuals. Now, remember, the key thing with LinkedIn is that you're going to emphasize your expertise. Your expertise. Okay, so not necessarily your specific program, but why you are an expert in your program. And that's going to help attract more people who are looking for that level of expertise. Now, Twitter. Twitter is the conversation in the hallway. Super fast. Now, when you put out a message on social media in general, it obsolesces. Now, the specific time for obsolescence is going to be dependent upon the channel. On Twitter, they obsolesce very quickly. So if you think you're going to get marketing value from a tweet that you place right now, I don't know, 2 months from now, that's an egregiously incorrect assumption. No. It's maybe half a day. Okay, probably 2 to 3 hours, really. It's because it's right now in the moment. Okay, so here you can be a little more frequent if you want. You can post all day if you want, if it's not onerous on your staff. Okay, here the numbers are a little bit more fluid because it's so fast. That now it really depends on your specific business. So I might say 5 times a day. Now, it's a very, very fast way to reach these people. So it's entirely possible that if you have to have an announcement in the moment, you have a flash sale or you have a flash promotion, bam, Twitter is the way to go. And especially if you are focusing your fundraising towards the one specific Give Big day, okay, yeah, Twitter, because of its speed and the manner in which you communicate, yeah, everything is focused on that one day and put it on there. Now, there's a technical limitation, remember, of 140 characters, a sentence. Now, the way you deal with that limitation is that you provide high-value shares with that. You share links to visuals, resources, or maybe even a video. Hey, did you know about our great community program? Watch this quick video. Now, you can't explain everything in 140 characters about your community program, but you might entice me enough to watch this 2-minute video. So now that link goes to a YouTube page where you have that video hosted. See, so even though, quote unquote, you have my attention for a couple of seconds on Twitter, if you position it properly, now you might have it for a couple of minutes on YouTube. So just because you have limited space doesn't mean you can't get high engagement with these people. Okay, so and then links as well. I mean, you want to send people to a blog page or something, but remember you're engaging with these people. Click here to donate now is really not an engagement. That's kind of yelling at me to give you money, right? Help us help young women build confidence. Click here. Ah, okay, you see, now you're kind of engaging with me. Now it's a partnership of how I can help you with my donation and how I can help a problem, how I can help young women gain confidence. And if you add the visuals that support that and that supports your visual branding online, it's all a very rich and deep and high value conversation. Now, Pinterest, remember, this is a conversation between women. Okay, this is a photo sharing site, and when people are engaged on Pinterest, oh my gosh, people spend a lot of time on Pinterest. And this is very unique because the messages don't obsolesce. If you have a high value picture from 3 years ago and people love that picture, it can still drive traffic today. You posted it 3 years ago. It still works today because the message is of value. It still connects with people. People love resharing it and talking about it. It stays in the public's eye. I encourage you to be on here often. Very rich visuals. If you are struggling with, gosh, how do I represent our not-for-profit with visuals? Be creative. You could use stock photo. Maybe you have inspirational quotes on there. Maybe these are your staff members getting ready for events. Maybe it's people you've helped. People love connecting with other people. So if there's smiling faces or happy type of faces that are people seeing that are seen on Pinterest, they'll love it. And typically when women are on Pinterest, they are not on Pinterest for a couple minutes. They may be on Pinterest for a long time. So that's why it's good to have a lot of visuals. Because if you can connect them with one visual, then they go to the next, then they go to the next, then they go to the next. Each one of those builds a little bit more rapport. Each one of those visuals, each one of those connections builds your relationship with them just a little bit more. It makes it stronger and stronger till the point where they truly trust you and are truly engaged with you and are excited to give and support you. Now, Instagram is a very right now oriented visual media. Remember, this is the conversation at the fashion show. Highly visual, right now oriented, but you might not have immediate results. Now, here, maybe once a day, you're going to post something visual. Now, you have to do it in the moment. There are no scheduling tools. You can't do this on a laptop. You can only use a mobile device because that's Insta, right? Instagram. So it's in the moment. And then what you're going to do on your profile is you're going to have a little bit of information at the top that explains about your program and how they can help you. Now, because there's only one place to put a link, you're going to be very strategic about that link. Should it be your homepage? I don't know. Should it be a donation page? Maybe. And it's totally fine to have a very, very specific page just for Instagram people. So maybe you have a very specific page on your website because people are going to come from Instagram, a very right now visually oriented media, to a very visual right now oriented page on your website. See, we're going to stay in that general theme. If your front page of your website's not engaging, don't send them there. You see, that's my whole point, because people expect more visuals. Now, what do you actually say? I'm going to give you an equation. I'm going to give you some math. It's like, oh no, math, right? And this is going to help you make sure that all of your messages are well targeted towards your target audience. And here it is right here. It's 50, 30, 20. Now, really, in summary, it's 80% them, 20% you. That's the gist of this. You want fundraising. I get it. You want them to donate. You want them to click the button. I get it. But if you just focus on that, you're being self-centered. And some of you are going to say, what, self-centered? No, we're a not-for-profit. We help the community. I understand. But you need to execute this proper strategy. Let me explain. Sometimes people in not-for-profits are so excited about their causes, they forget good communication and good marketing strategy. And the best metaphor that I have is the oxygen masks on a plane. Now, if you've ever been on a plane, they always explain, in the event the cabin loses pressure, oxygen masks will fall from the cabin, and if you are traveling with a small child, make sure to affix their mask. They say make sure to put your mask on first and then their mask. This is an example of the potential for misexecution if you are really emotionally engaged with something. Okay, so if a mom is sitting next to a child, right? The mom's instinct, of course, and mom and dad. If the mom and dad is sitting next to a child, it's just basic. It's anatomical. It's physiological. Your first immediate reaction is protect the child. So you're going to try to put the mask on the child. But that's executing it improperly because you may lose oxygen while you're doing that. You see? Because if you get overwhelmed by the emotional here, you forget the proper way to execute. The proper way to execute is put your mask on first and then the mask of the child. And in the moment, you are so overwhelmed with just the 100% authentic need to help your cause that you may actually forget the proper way to execute this. Please give us money to help people. No, you got to have this conversation. You got to build this rapport with people. 80% of the time, it's about them. 20% of the time, it's about you. Now, more specifically, you can break it down this way. Half the time, fun, engaging, interesting. Human beings are human beings, and they just want to engage with you at just the human being level. Okay? They want to see that you're having fun in the organization, that you're making an impact, that there's some positive stuff here. Okay? 30% of the time, you want to offer helpful information. Now, a little bit more specific. Hey, we love feeding the community. Okay, now, okay, well, this is how we manage our food shelter. This is how we deliver food. This is, you see, that's a little more specific information. 50% of the time being more general, 30% of the time more specific. 20% of the time, that's your sales pitch. That's click here now to donate. Okay, and you can be assertive with that. That's fine. And that's preferable, actually. But don't do that all the time. If you're assertive all the time, no. Okay? 80% about them, 20% about you. And let me give you an example right here. And there's a couple questions that have just come in. Do I need to be on every platform? Here's what I tell all my clients. You need to be wherever gets you success. So what that means is having knowledge of where your clients and customers are, where your donors are, where your stakeholders are. If they are on Facebook, you need to be on Facebook. If they're on Pinterest, you need to be on Pinterest. Please realize it's not about you. The decision is driven by them, not by you. So if your executive director likes something or doesn't like something, I would really encourage a broader understanding of that. It's not driven by like or dislike, it's driven by market forces. Where are they and where can you make the most substantial impact? So the short answer is no, just be wherever you can make the biggest impact for your fundraising. And what okay. What do you talk about if you have a lot of stuff to talk? Okay, so here's the point. Like, how do we get our message across when we have so much information to share? Okay, the details are on your website. The details are on your blog. The details are not in social media. You're getting my attention. You're giving me appetizers to whet my appetite. You're giving me teasers to get me excited. Okay? If I'm not excited about the teaser to the movie, I'm not going to go to the movie. You see what I'm saying? So you need to figure out what to put in that 2-minute teaser, whatever your example of 2-minute teaser is, to get me engaged. So if it's not interesting, if it's not thought-provoking, if it doesn't hook me, it's not going to work. And a lot of you don't remember that you're in the organization. Okay, you know what you do. I don't. You need to somehow, some way get that information to me very quickly in a highly emotional format where I can understand it and engage with you. You know your business. I don't. So don't make assumptions. You need to go from the standpoint of, hey, this is new ground. They don't know what's going on. Now, let me show you an example of what you could and could not do or should not do. Here's an example of just an event. Okay, let's say this is a charitable event at a local nightclub and we're going to have jazz entertainment and the ticket proceeds are going to go for your fundraising efforts. Okay, great. Oh, you know what? Hey, we're interested in this jazz concert, and then 4 people like it and 1 person shares it on Facebook. This is a Facebook promotion. Great. Well, wait, how much do the tickets cost? I don't know. Well, do I need tickets? I don't know. Is it free? I don't know. Well, I'll just call them and, oh, wait, there's no phone number. Do you see? You need to get people excited, but with a purpose. If you just get people excited and don't do anything with that, it doesn't work. So you need to connect this excitement with your 20% of like, bam, this is the money, this is the donation, this is the reservation, what have you. Those are what are called calls to action. So if you want people to call now, you need to say call now. If you want people to donate, you need to say donate now. It needs to be very clear so that I understand what to do. In this circumstance, I might be interested, but I don't know what the next steps are. Now, also, remember what I said before about quality over quantity. Don't worry about the numbers. The average person right now has 338 followers on Facebook, friends on Facebook. So that means if they promote you to their fan base, you just got promoted to 338 people. So this is how you tap into the new prospects. This is how you leverage these people who know and love you. Allow and enable them to promote you to other people. And don't worry about the small. Oh, we have a small list. We have a small number of people on our Facebook. That's totally fine. One thing that I preach for my not-for-profit clients is 1 in a million. There is somebody out there who is ready to give you $1 million. Do you know who it is? One person. One. But that impact that one person can provide you is huge. So starting small, as long as you're focused and execute properly, can come up with big results. You know, some great stuff, but remember, all of this is kind of academic. Not kind of academic. It is academic unless we get started. You need to get started. And the best time to get started is yesterday. And the second best choice is today. So I know there's a specific one date at the end of the month for Give Big 2016 in San Bernardino, but that doesn't mean that we can't get our assets ready. I mean, do you know everything they're going to say? Do you have all your visuals ready? Is everything ready? That's what I mean by getting started. And if you are not building your email marketing database, holy moly bajoli, you need to get started. And it works like this. Your email marketing message can be connected to social media. There are plugins, there are tools in Constant Contact that will allow and enable you to share this on social media. Your email. So if you create a visually stunning, well-branded email marketing message, you can post it on Facebook. You can share it on Twitter. You can put it on social media to get you more traction, to find more prospects. It's marketing you've already done. You've already created it. Well, let's just leverage social media to just get more visibility, more traction. And then when we connect with people, of course, we're going to have them come back to our database, our email database. And it goes just like this. There are plugins for your social media. And Constant Contact has these free plugins, and I'm going to say there's like well over a dozen. I don't know, maybe 2 dozen. Little widgets and little pieces of code, little buttons you can put on your Facebook, on your blog, what have you, that look like this, that make a very professionally looking and well-branded intake form where people can register for your newsletter. And it just plugs in to Facebook. You don't need a lot of technical wizardry. There's customer service, and the instructions are pretty easy peasy. And you need to do this because you can't control when people look at your Facebook, but you can control your email marketing messages. So you always must build your database. Now, I said in the beginning that there's a $5 deal, and here's the deal. You can get started every month for the first 3 months for $5 a month. So if you have a database, you can load up that database right now, or if you're just getting started, you know what, just start with what you have, even just a few people. I can't even promote the link on the web page because this is an exclusive offer you can only get from me, a strategic partner, and Constant Contact only allows me to give it to the live participants. So I just shared it in the chat box. So if you're listening to this on the recording, I'm sorry, I can't offer this thing to you on the recording because it's an exclusive offer. So take advantage of this opportunity. Click on the link that I just shared with you in the chat box, and you can get started for $5. You're going to go to a landing page, and it's going to explain the specifics. Now, if you're listening to the recording, here's the link you can go to. It's buildingaspirations.com/constant-contact. That's buildingaspirations.com/constant contact, what you see on the screen right there. And then it'll explain what your options are with Constant Contact and how to get started. Now, I know, we answered some questions, and I think I provided you some good stuff here, but you always have more, and I totally get it. So what I'm going to do is, Kevin just said, okay, Kevin, you know what? Yeah, if you need to get board approval, follow up with me, and as long as you get back to me before the close of the day, I think we can set you up. Yeah, I want to make sure that you can take advantage of this. No worries. We'll do it right by you. And if you want some personalized attention with me, I'm going to share another link in the chat box. It's buildingaspirations.com /appointment, and then you can schedule an appointment with me. And that is a phone consultation just directly with me about how to get started. All right. And Kevin, hey, you know what, Kevin? I'll send you a quick email right after we get off with the webinar. I confirm that your meeting is at 5:30 tonight. So yeah, I appreciate your enthusiasm and your results-oriented nature. Yeah, let's get you going. I love it. I love it. I love it. So remember, we're recording this, so you will get this recording from me at 10:10 a.m. tomorrow morning, Pacific Standard Time. That's going to come from Mark at buildingaspirations.com. And we will also post this to the Give Big 2016 Facebook page. Well, I thank you so much for participating today. I know that your day is super crazy busy. There's 9 gajillion things going on all the time, but you chose to be here today, spend a little bit of time with me, and I appreciate that, and I appreciate you. And I am so excited that I'm able to help you guys a little bit with your fundraising effort. And I wish you good luck with the rest of your day, and I will see you on the next webinar.